so far, the Jewish law defines death as the stopping of the function of the heart. If the heart stops beating, that is considered death, but not other symptoms. Not other symptoms, and that includes, which is something that's quite a modern problem, which is so far, even though the problem has been discussed, and has been discussed because it is in some way a rather modern problem, and that is what happens when there is a brain death without a heart death. Now, that cannot happen in the natural circumstances. Let me go on. Okay. It cannot happen in natural circumstances because the heart movement is also controlled by the brain. If there is a complete brain death, it means a complete stopping of all the bodily functions. In modern times, when there are machines that can work on the heart can continue almost indefinitely after a time of brain death. Now there comes the point in which there is a separation, especially as now, again, it's another involvement of rather modern medicine, and that is the encephalogram, which can confirm death of the brain, which was something that we couldn't do in the past, not only remote past. So now we come to the point in which, as it is, there is a certain difference, maybe not permanent, but a difference about how to define the situation of a person whose heart is still alive, and the brain stopped to function. It is not just a theoretical question. It has, at least it's pertinent, at least in two cases. One of them will be the obvious one, and the very common one. When does one stop the machine? Because the machine can go on for a very long time after the brain is dead. It becomes a semi-mechanical mechanical function, but it can go on for quite a time. The other consideration in a situation like this is that of what is called, possibly ironically, donation of a heart. Other parts of the body can be again, sorry for the use, which is not mine, but of the profession of harvesting the certain parts of the body after death, after the exact minute of death, and even sometime after, by say kidneys, liver, and other parts can be taken out and can be reused later. The heart cannot, which means that practically the heart has to be taken while it is still working. In that sense, it comes to the question whether is it taking the heart, which means killing that person halachically, is something that shouldn't be permitted, because one person is not supposed to kill in order to survive. So here comes the question, which is a problem of definition. How do you find the moment of death? If it's defined by heart death, then as long as the heart is beating, then the person is alive. So you cannot interfere. And heart donations, at least, as for the time being, as what they call for the state of art, is not possible. On the other hand, if I considered brain death as the definition, then there may be a difference of time between brain death and the death of the heart, and these differences can be used. So as I'm saying, up to now, the halachic definition was that complete stopping of the heart is the only sign of death that is accepted, and all other, there is quite a discussion about how to do all these things practically, tests of breath, tests of other functions, about reactions of in other ways are signs, but the last sign is the life and death of the heart, and as it is, that is not always considered now as the only way or the best way of determining death. Let me again just to end it, to connect it with the former part. Basically, taking the heart from a dying person will never be considered as a first-degree murder. In this context, it can be considered at the utmost as a second-degree murder, because that person is surely, going back to the former definition, surely treifa. But even though it won't be considered murder, and to be in order to give that, to make the to execute the murderer, it is still considered manslaughter, and it is still within the commandment of thou shalt not kill. So that is the problem that comes in this specific point about the clear dividing line between life and death.